everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today is November 29th, 2022. That is almost 3 years of non-stop Torah and friendship, a circle of friends from around the world that gather together in a moment of dire need to create something better than we could have imagined that will last, because we see Torah as a place of meeting, as a nexus for hearts, as a portal into each other's sweet, sweet souls. So let's see who's here. I have something special to share in a second, but let's see who are the early shower uppers for our community. David, Carl, and Joy, Cecile, Linda, Boker Tov. Thank you. I'm about to share something about that in a second. Lori, Debbie, yes, it is cold here too, sending warmth all the way to Toms River, New Jersey. Wanda and Andy, Arlene, Penny, Boker Tov, you are wonderful too, my friend. It is broadcast 680. Just yesterday, Penny is sharing her feelings about a gathering that she helped make happen, that I was really blessed to be part of, celebrating our dear friend, a member of the Morning Torah community, Blair, who wrote part memoir, part blessing about her purposeful, holy, sacred calling, her life. And we had an event at the UJA Westchester office where Blair shared with her work family her heart and her blessings. So what an incredible, incredible blessing that was to stand together with you. Thank you for that, my friend. Candy and Masiak, Jerry, Joyce, Boker Tov, good to see you. Hi, Janice. Andreen, Minna, Roberta, good morning. Kim, good morning, Torah Tuesday. I love that. Susan and Lisa, Gail, Amy, Boker Tov. Hi, Debbie. Deborah, good to see you. I'm glad to share that in a second with you, too. All right, we're going to take a second to say hello to a few more friends. Glenda, good to see you. Lydia, you are finishing COVID and okay. Please, God, you should continue to be strong and healthy. We are sending prayers to your 94-year-old mom who is having distal femur replacement surgery tomorrow. We will hold her in our prayers. Friends, please add your souls to that commitment. Let's pray for Lydia's mom. Ellen, Natalie, Boker Tov. Natalie, sending you comfort. The loss of your father-in-law is certainly something that weighs on you, and with you we all stand. Making sense of it is a big goal, but may you feel more grounded and centered even as you try to process loss. Helen and Linda, Arlene, Boker Tov. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. Stanley, miss you, my friend. It's too cold for a walk, but let's do that soon. Cheryl and Debbie, Barbara, Ayala, Ron. Tree, I'm sure it is too early in Berkeley. Good to see you. Linda, Sharon, Boker Tov. Hi, Dale. All right, let's get started. This is a new friend of ours, a new work guitar, and in honor of us all, because the only reason I have this guitar is so we can share a bracha in the morning. Linda, you gave us our name as Kind Souls, so just for now, I'm going to call this guitar Kind Soul. And thank you to Penny for encouraging UJA to purchase a work guitar so that we could sing this blessing, friends. Here we go. Let's take a breath. Sing a blessing for the first time on Kind Soul. Torah. Afocha, afocha, asorbet Torah. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ay la la la. Wow, does that feel nice to play, friends? Let's say a bracha. This is the first time I'm ever playing this guitar, so share this with me. It's a blessing of arrival. And whenever there's something new in our lives, some people say this when they get a new piece of clothing. Let's begin together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. All right, friends. Also, Barry, I saw your note while I was playing, sending your mother healing. Let's begin. Let's begin talking about the parsha a little bit, and in so doing, let me also frame it with something significant about today. Today is Giving Tuesday, which around the world is a chance to double down on our commitment to do good and to support organizations that do good. UJA has become a place that not only meant something to me in my childhood. Without UJA, I wouldn't have been able to be part of the Jewish life that really created this identity that I cherish so much. But it has also opened my eyes to the good that needs to be done in the world. Standing on the border of Ukraine, standing in digital food pantries in Brooklyn and Queens, seeing the college campuses where we sustain physical lives and spiritual lives, seeing the kind of Jewish continuity that we support through supporting our rabbis, through supporting our congregations, the works of JCCs, and the work of justice. All of this and more is the core of who we are as Jews in the world, and we should be proud that UJA stands for us and helps us stand. So I'm going to ask you to be part of Giving Tuesday by doubling down on your commitment. If you are already a regular supporter of UJA's work, amazing. I would love to invite you to make a very special gift today, because today we have an anonymous donor who has supported any gift that comes in this week up to $125,000, doubling it. So if you can give $124,000, amazing. If you can give $10, amazing. Please, friends, don't miss the chance to be part of the mitzvah work that we do in the world. Be proud of how UJA represents the Jewish community in public. Be proud of how we work behind closed doors, too, to do good work where people can't see. So I hope that you'll be part of that. Parshat VAYEITZEI. Parshat VAYEITZEI begins, as we've shared, with Jacob running for his life, crashing into God, being so tired that he puts his head down on rocks and falls asleep. That's how exhausted he was. It's how life made him feel. And we have been there too. I can't compare Jacob's life to ours, nor can I compare mine to yours. Part of the humility that comes with leading a spiritual life is the recognition that your experience and my experience, while they are shared in some ways, and we care about each other very deeply, only I know what it is to be me, and only you know what it is to be you. I can know what it is to care about you, and if I listen well, I might even learn what you need. But what is so important for us to know is that Jacob is so tired. He just lays his head down on a pile of rocks and falls asleep. And in that moment, he has a dream, and it has been depicted in many, many ways. If you look up Jacob's dream ladder, you'll see amazing artwork from antiquity, from the Renaissance period, modern, digital. But one of the things that becomes clear when you truly look at the text is where God is situated. Remember, Jacob has a dream and angels are going up and down, and he sees God. And because of how tired he is, and it's a ladder to heaven, you might have thought to yourself, he sees the ladder and the angels that are ascending are leading toward God, and that might be inspiring, especially to someone who is just so tired that their body is collapsed on the earth itself. But if you look clearly. The base of the ladder is on the ground, and the top of the ladder reaches heaven. And what is essential to notice about the text is that God is at the base of the ladder. If you look right at the text, God is at the base of the ladder, which means, friends, and I'm saying this to your heart, channeling some of the wisdom from my dear friend and sister, Blair, who we celebrated yesterday and I celebrate today and tomorrow. Her graceful way reminds me that when I am exhausted, and maybe even in pain, as some of us are, some of us have been, and please God, we shouldn't be, but some of us will. All of us will have moments where we don't feel as strong. In those moments, it is essential to remember that when Jacob was exhausted, so tired that he fell asleep on a pile of rocks, he had a dream, and the angels might have been going up and down, but God was right by him. You and I might have different notions about God, and that's important. Judaism is a non-dogmatic religion. You can be someone who believes in God in a certain way, believes in God in a different way, or doesn't even believe in God at all. We belong. Ultimately, believing in each other is more important because by noticing the image of God in Jewish terms that is alive in your eyes, just because you are a person, by noticing that, I'm noticing God. And so whether I believe in God or I believe in you, that is belief. That is faith. And maybe if we could make earth just a little bit more like what some believe heaven is, then we won't have to worry about believing because it'll be clear that we are standing by each other when we are at our most vulnerable. I want to say this slightly differently just one more time. Jacob is running for his life because things are not easy for him. He's emerged from something very difficult. And friends, I want to keep on reminding us to be gentle on ourselves because we have emerged. We are emerging from something difficult. And some of us are still in it. I'm watching, by the way, not a plug for a show, but I'm watching a series on Amazon Prime called Solos, where spectacular actors and actresses are just pouring out in monologues interesting frames. They're all fictional, but they're all based on where we just have been. Conjectures about where things could go, nightmare scenarios or inspiring scenarios. My point in sharing it, friends, is that we should be tender to ourselves and to each other. Because if Jacob is that tired and he could lie down on a pile of rocks and fall asleep, he can be a model for us. Because pausing and resting and sleeping and dreaming would be really helpful here and there. Just being kind to yourself, slowing down a little bit, making sure that you remember to take care of you, and in so doing, remembering that everybody is carrying something, whether they show it or not. And in that way, we can find our way forward with a little bit more replenishment, with a little bit more sleep. Jacob dreams of a ladder with angels going up and down. A famous rabbi was once asked by a student, I'm looking at this text, Rabbi, and I don't understand. And the rabbi looked at her student and said, well, who do you think is in a better position? The one who's at a higher rung of a ladder, or the one at a lower? And the student said, the higher one, of course. And the rabbi looked at her student and said, gotta think about it. Which direction are they going? Just because you and I have gotten this far doesn't mean it feels so stable. But this ladder is anchored in this earth, and it reaches toward heaven. And it is our job to be kind as we try to make our ways one rung closer to heaven, which doesn't mean becoming unrooted from this earth. The ladder never lifted from the earth. And God was right there where we were sleeping, where Jacob was sleeping. So let's be kind to each other, and let's do the hard work of taking care of those around us too. I invite you one more time on this broadcast to be part of Giving Tuesday, to provide support for UJA as we stand with the world. That's what faith looks like. Faith looks like Blair. Faith looks like you. Faith looks like Jacob. Faith looks like a ladder. Faith looks like heaven on earth, which begins with noticing God's image in the next person you see. That next person could be you. When you look in the mirror, we don't worship the self at all, but how beautiful it is to know that I'm created in the image of God, and so are you. So be kind to each other. Share one piece of wisdom that came to me in the elevator at UJA. I was coming up with a colleague, and I said, "How are you?" And she started saying, "Can't complain." But what she then said was, I won't complain." And we started talking just for a moment about what it is to make the decision. Not that I can't complain, and I'm not ignoring the stuff that's hard, but to choose grace today, to choose blessing today, to choose kindness today. Let that be the story we tell. Because when Jacob woke up from his dream, remember what he says. L'chein yesh Adonai b'makom hazeh v'anochi lo yadati. Wow, God is in this place. And I didn't know. But I know now. Friends, wherever you are, God is. Right where you are. And whatever you mean by God or don't, I know what I mean. And I know that it's true for you. You're not alone. We've got each other. We've got a whole world to be part of and to take care of. So, introducing Kind Soul, our new guitar, one more time. Let's sing our way into a good day, friends. Here we go. Bless you, friends. See you tomorrow.